So hate. That's a strong word, right?
Wow, that got heavy really quick.
It's clickbait, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, clickbait works. I mean, we're in 2022. You gotta know that works. So what we're gonna do in this video is we're gonna talk about 7 things that we hate about living in Orange County, California.
So stay tuned. What's up, everybody? I'm Dezahd.
And I'm Dezahd, and we are with Keller Williams Realty right here in Orange County, California. And if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything about living in Orange County, don't forget to click on the subscribe button, and don't forget to click on the bell so you're notified every time that we upload a new video, because we upload new videos every week.
Yeah, and that's right. And so basically what we are is we're licensed real estate agents in the state of California. And as much as we love doing these videos, what we love more is to help you with your real estate needs. So whether you're thinking about buying or selling a home in Orange County, what you want to do is you want to give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email.
Or you can reach out to us via WhatsApp. However you want to get a hold of us, we've got your back. So obviously, let's preface this with, we don't hate living in Orange County. Orange County, we love living in Orange County. It's a great place to live. But as with anywhere you live, I mean...
It's not perfect.
Yeah, there's pros and cons to everywhere you live. I wish there was a place that there were no, cons.
You wish.
That'd be interesting.
But it doesn't exist. Sometimes when we think about, what could be the ideal place, it doesn't exist.
Nope. Well, it's like when we were on our honeymoon, we're like, okay, you know what? We're going to move to Switzerland. We are there. We cannot wait. We want it, we just want to be in Switzerland so bad. And then we went there.
Yeah, and we were like, you know what?
Wasn't for us.
Yeah, we don't like it.
It kind of just felt a little cold, I guess. I mean, yeah. I've heard great things about Swiss people, but again, we were in Zurich. Obviously I know every little pocket, especially when you talk about these European countries, every little pocket's so old that, they have the different flavors, but Zurich just seemed very much like a Swiss watch, right? It was just very mechanical and very just precise. And it felt like a snow globe. It actually felt kind of creepy because it felt like just almost too perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I would definitely say Switzerland's a great country, but it just wasn't for us. So we're going to talk about some things that we hate about Orange County, because maybe you're thinking about living here, but then you're like, wait, this is actually a deal breaker to me,
It could be.
So maybe you just don't, you're like, you know what, I don't want to live here because of that.
The more you know.
So number 1 on this list is the high cost of homes. Obviously, we actually just did a video, it wasn't recently, but a while ago, what does $1 million get you in Irvine? And it's really hard to even find a single family home.
It gets you a studio.
That's just great.
Well, it doesn't get you a studio, but the median home price, at least at the time of this recording, is about $1 million in Orange County.
All of Orange County, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, the cost to purchase a home here, and that includes, condos, townhomes, all that stuff. So to purchase a property here, I should say, is quite high.
Yes, exactly. I think it's 1.4 or something like that. If the last I checked, as far as median price point for a home.
That was in Irvine, though, right?
I'm trying to remember.
Or was that Orange County?
It all blends together.
Yeah.
But Yes, exactly.
So there are affordable ways to live in Irvine, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. As far as the long story short, the property values here are certainly on the high side. I remember actually a client of mine, he was trying to buy a 3-bedroom condo, and it wasn't even that nice a part of the town, area, right? It was just older development, just nothing special about this condo at all. It didn't even have washer dryer hookups or a garage. And then he was from Illinois, and not like Chicago, but some city in Illinois. And his parents were saying you could buy 2 huge 4-bedroom houses for the same price of that shack, 3-bedroom condo. Mm-hmm. And so he didn't go forward with it, and he got peer pressured out of it. It was a mistake though, because it would have been worth way more had he just gone forward with it. Yeah,
I actually the other day, a friend of mine, I was helping her out with her business, and so I was talking to someone for her, and the girl that I was talking to, because it was through Zoom, she was telling me that she decided to sell her home in California and move out to Kansas, a small town in Kansas, and she told me that she bought this house. It was 8 bedrooms. It was honestly 8,000 square feet. It was insane. She bought it for $27,000.
Yeah, that's great. This
was obviously in the middle of nowhere.
And it was a fixer too, I think.
Yeah, it was a fixer.
My goodness.
So Definitely. So it was going to cost Okay, that's a crazy
Still,
example because it's going to cost so much for
but
materials.
She was like, how much would this cost in Orange County?
Oh my God. Yeah, seriously. It's been crazy out here.
Well, for her though, like just a hobby of hers is fixing up homes. So she didn't mind that it was like a big project because that's just what she likes to do. But still, $27,000 is...
That's crazy, yeah.
Yeah. Another thing we hate about Orange County is the high cost of living. We're talking about, gas, taxes, that kind of stuff. So let's talk about the cost of living here.
Yeah, so you have labor in general is more expensive here, of course. Gas and taxes. So gas, because we actually have our own special blend because we don't want to be as polluting, the way it's refined, we just have the special mixture. So I would say in general, our price per gallon is about $1, give or take, more than the national average as far as gas. So when people actually are floored when they see like $4 per gallon pricing, we're like, that's
nothing.
2019.
Yeah.
Like that was, we're just like used to, again, higher. So just be aware that our gas prices are much higher than the national average. And as far as as far as labor, obviously when you live in a more expensive area, chances are labor is going to be like more pricey as well. It's just kind of the reality of
because they have to eat, right?
Yeah, they have to live. I mean, it's amazing how that works.
Yeah.
When you work, you work for the benefit of shelter and food and taking care of you yourself and your family.
Damn right!
Yeah. And then obviously income taxes for California are quite high.
Yeah, so we have a couple different taxes. So I would say our property taxes are actually pretty good. As far as they're pretty reasonable, about 1.1% give or take, depending on the area. And you can, again, there's a lot of, we have another video you'll be able to check out that kind of goes into more depth about that. So property taxes are reasonable. However, our income tax rate is high, for sure.
Yeah.
We're one of the highest in the country, just is what it is. It's on a graduated scale, so it's not hitting everyone the same way. So obviously, if you're a top wage earner, you're going to pay, a pretty high,
13%.
Yeah, give or take.
Yeah.
So again, talk to your accountant about that whole thing. But your income tax rate is going to be pretty high if you're a top wage earner. And then sales taxes, I would say we're kind of more on the average-ish side, so about 8%, 8 to 9%, depending on what city and stuff. It's kind of depending on what municipality you're in for when you buy whatever you're getting.
Yeah. So another thing we hate about Orange County is that it does, in certain parts of Orange County, obviously not everywhere is like this, but it does have like a Stepford Wives flavor. I mean, like everything is a different shade of beige. You have all these master plan communities. Everything looks the same. I mean, that it's very cookie cutter in certain areas, and that's definitely like a big criticism of Orange County.
Well, that was your criticism, actually.
Well, and not
so
just
she
mine.
came from San Diego, absolutely hated, let's say, Irvine. Irvine's kind of like what people think of.
It's like the epitome of that.
Of that Orange County kind of vibe, right? So Courtney absolutely hated. She felt like it had no culture because every house was like, one of 4 different models and, like a different shade of beige.
Mm-hmm.
I never minded it because I'm born here. Like I don't know much. And it doesn't bother me at all. I actually kind of find it pretty clean and nice. But at the same time, we have seen developments over the years where these builders are actually making a little bit more variation to it so they don't feel so similar to each other. So like Ladera Ranch is a classic example where they did a nice job. So actually some parts of Irvine do that too, where it just has this general, like just different vibe to it. They have different like facade, just different things to kind of treat the exterior of the property to kind of make some variation. But but of course, she's not the only one that's given this criticism. Like Orange County does definitely have a lot of these communities that have that cookie cutter kind of vibe to them.
Yeah. And with these, cookie cutter communities, number 4 on our list is that depending on where you are, you might have to deal with HOAs or homeowners associations. So
there's a couple things that people don't like about that. One, and it's not everyone that, again, I don't mind it, but at the same time, I can understand.
There are pros to it, right?
But
there's every side to every argument.
But some people are like, don't tread on me. Like, this is my home. Don't,
my roof, my rules.
Leave me alone kind of thing. However, if you're in a homeowner association, you don't have, you have these rules, regulations, and CC&Rs that you're governed by. And so with that, you have these homes where basically they can kind of dictate, one, you're paying HOA dues. Mm-hmm. And that can vary depending on what you're getting. If you're getting a house, it shouldn't be like too expensive. But if you're getting a condo, depending on where you're getting that condo, it can be crazy. Like some of these high rises here, breaking $1,000 a month. I mean, it's kind of on an extreme end. But basically, so it varies all over the place. So one, you have extra cost. But on top of that, you have extra oversight. So normally, if you just have your standalone house, no association, okay, if you want to do anything to your property, like let's say you want to add a floor to it or whatever you want to do, okay, yeah, you need to get a permit from the city. Okay, that's pretty standard run-of-the-mill stuff. However, you have a homeowners association. You have also to kind of go through their governing bodies to make sure that, you know, it works in the theme. Because, you know, one nice thing about the HOAs is that it does kind of create some uniformity. But some people, if they want to try to change things up, then then the association may push back a bit because it's just too drastically different than what's the common theme in that area. And then actually this reminds me of when we actually had a house, my family had a house in Hawaii. It was an association. And we decided we wanted to paint the house a different color, right? So we just painted whatever we did. We started getting citations in the mail because, oh wait, you didn't use the approved palette for this property. So we kept on getting fined until we finally had to repaint the thing because it was just not, you know, which really irked my father because it's like, wait, this is our house. How can you tell me what to, like, how can you tell me what to do with the painting of our house? And they good.
Another very, very annoying thing about living here is traffic, right?
Yes.
Nightmare.
Yeah. Now, having said that, Orange County is like the best of the breed in Southern California. Southern California traffic is horrendous.
So he means LA County, which is to the north, and then Riverside's to the east, San Diego to the south. They all have worse traffic than us.
Yes, but we still have traffic.
Yeah.
Always traffic. Always traffic.
So
we have horrible traffic.
Yeah, if you're not used to traffic at all, it's there for sure. I mean, those freeways can get backed up for sure. Good news is that we have a lot of freeways, actually for a pretty small landmass. We actually have a decent amount of freeways, and we can bypass a lot of this traffic by taking surface streets. Some of these streets are basically highways in them of themselves because they're like 8-10 lanes potentially across. I mean, there's pretty large thoroughfares, and so basically you can take alternate routes. I remember when we were living in Irvine, and I would drive to my office, I wouldn't take the freeway because the 55 freeway is horrific. Mm-hmm. So I would take surface streets and go way faster to kind of bypass it. So there's lots of alternate routes here, but general rule of thumb is that, you can count on a 30-minute commute or more depending on what's going on, where you're working or where you're going to.
So number 6 on our list is that there is no mass transportation. Like if you live here, you really need a car. Like you can't. It's not really feasible to not have a car.
Yeah, we do have mass transport. Like we have the Metrolink, and we have the buses. However, having said that, they're very the buses. Again, they do what they can, but it's just not an efficient use of your time. It's just going to take a long time to get from point A to point B. And then, so buses really are kind of out. I mean, it's not like unique to Orange County as far as the bus being along the slow side.
It's so big that even if you got from one route to another, you probably still have a fairly long walk.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just, I mean, obviously it would be nice to have mass transportation, but it is I think if you're from the East Coast, you're used to these cities that really they're just very packed together, right? So it's I used to live in New York, and you could honestly, if I was just where I could just walk anywhere that I wanted to, if I really wanted to. It would take me some time, but here that's just not possible. It's so spread out and huge here.
Yeah, and I would say that, walking, riding a bike just aren't realistic ways to kind of make your way.
Even riding a bike, it's so big, that it's hard.
Yeah, I had someone reach out to me, they're like, do you think I really need a car? Because I don't have a car and I ride a bike. I'm like, realistically speaking, I mean, I don't want to, promise them that they'll be fine. So you kind of have to give them to them straight, saying, hey, it's really hard to get around this county without a car. I mean, it's just hard. I mean, just count on having a car because mass transportation, unless Elon Musk gets that Hyperloop tunnel going and we have the boring tunnel where we can kind of go navigate, it's not realistic for Orange County, at least at this point.
Mm-hmm. And last on our list is Orange County, because it is a great place. I mean, we're saying the things we hate, but it is a great place, which means it brings a lot of tourists and there's lots of crowds. Any of the places, let's say, for example, Laguna Beach. This is a beautiful, wonderful city, just a gem of a city. But I am not going to go to Laguna Beach on Memorial Day weekend. It's just a nightmare, right?
Yeah, it's really packed there. I mean, obviously the crowds come out, the tourists come out. And yeah, a lot of Orange County, locals will try to hit these same places up, but different times of the year, because they just want to avoid the sheer quantity of crowds. So obviously Orange County is a magnet for people that want to go to the beach. Mm-hmm. And also we do have Disneyland, which is obviously a huge magnet of itself. You have Knott's Berry Farm. You have all these places that are just your natural tourist traps, and those the locals try to avoid at least those tourist traps on touristy days.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me, one time I was in London in the summer, and I avoided all the touristy spots, but I just happened to be like where Westminster Abbey was, and I was just like shocked by the crowds. And it honestly, it can get like that, where you're just like, what is this? Like, there's so many people, but that's just, I mean, when you live in a place that is very, people love to come here, not just to live, but also for tourism, you're going to deal with those crowds, and it can get quite annoying.
Having said that, we can bypass it.
That's true.
Obviously, it's not like, what the nice thing is that the vast majority of the residential places that people live, you're not going to get crowds.
No.
It's just more like the touristy spots, like South Coast plazas, again, all those places we mentioned before.
Beaches.
Yeah, it's just going to get.
We enjoy the beach, not when the tourists are enjoying the beach.
Yes, exactly.
So that's one of the perks about living here, is that you have other times that you can go.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so it's just like, you got to know when to avoid the touristy spots, because it just can get super crowded.
Yeah, and if you're into Disneyland, for instance, you get your pass if you're local here, and you just go when,
You just go on a Wednesday.
Yeah, you just go like on an afternoon. You don't have to go like all day either. You don't have to make you don't have to make the most of that day. If you have your pass, you just go kind of when it's convenient.
Yeah, or you just, take the day off work and go on a Wednesday, go when it's...
Oh, you were sick that day, right?
Yeah. That's what the locals do.
Yes.
So that's it. That's our video.
And remember, we are licensed realtors in the state of California. So while we love making these videos, what we love more is to help you with your real estate needs. Whether you think about buying or selling a home in Orange County, what you want to do is give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email.
Or you can reach out to us via WhatsApp. However you want to get a hold of us, we've got your back.